This is a review of the Plugmon Analog Anthem Wavetable collection. Do you want your U-he Hive to sound more like a Diva? Don't get me wrong, Hive 2 is an exceptionally good modern wavetable synthesizer, but it doesn't match the true vintage analog flavor of U-he's other flagship synths such as Diva, Repro, or my favorite underrated analog synth, Ace. However, the new wavetable and preset collection called Analog Anthem by Plugmon helps to bring more vintage analog goodness to the Hive platform. Let's take a listen to this quick demo I did using 9 instances of Hive mimicking different synths from the Wavetable collection. So, never heard of Plugmon? Well, if you're using Hive 2.1, you may have already used their Ismo skin that comes with it. Plugmon also offers a variety of skins for other U-he synths as well as other wavetable and preset collections. You can load more wavetables into Hive? Yes. Is the Wavetable scripting language developed by U-he. It allows people smarter than me to create wavetables from scratch using math formulas. I guess it's like physical modeling, I guess, maybe. I don't know. And, I don't know. But it works. For this collection, Plugmon created 10 wavetable sets based on 10 classic vintage synthesizers. Moog Mini Moog, Moog Voyager, Oberheim Sim Module, Oberheim Matrix 12, Roland Jupiter 8, Roland Juno 106, Sequential Circuits Prophet 5, Sequential Circuits Pro 1, Korg MS-20, and Korg Minilog. Alright, so technically 2 of the synths in the collection are too new to be considered vintage, but we won't worry too much about it. It is important to know that these wavetables won't make Hive a vintage modeling synth, but it will give the instrument the vibe of those synths to either better mimic them with Hive or to use as vintage flavor to mix in with Hive's modern synth engine. If Hive is your only synth, then these wavetables will give you some extra capabilities, but if you already have a collection of modeled vintage synths, then you'll definitely be more interested in using these wavetables to flavor Hive with vintage character, allowing you to create some nicely blended textures. I do want to note that I have no affiliation with Plugmon at the time this video was made and purchased these wavetables myself. Buying from the Plugmon website was easy, and the installation of both the wavetables and the included presets was quite easy. It was just a matter of copying over some folders and presto, I was good to go. When installed, you get a template for each wavetable set. This allows you to start out with a fairly close proximity of the synth represented and then, edit from there. To start with, you'll likely want to sweep through the wavetable to find one that you want to use or assign modulation to it to give it some movement. Next, you can start editing the sound as needed with all the parameters of Hive. Keep in mind that if you're trying to mimic a particular synth using the wavetables, you will want to make sure you are selecting the right filter type or types. A perfect example of this is a low-pass filter being used on a Mini Moog, or a high-pass filter followed by a low-pass filter on a Roland Juno or Jupiter synth. Fortunately, Plugmon takes these things into consideration when setting up the templates. So, to make the most of Analog Anthem, it will help to have some basic understanding of the programming behind each of these synths. Additionally, Plugmon provides a healthy set of presets with the wavetable collection. Here's a random sampling of a few. So, what's my final verdict? I technically don't need Analog Anthem as I have a ton of vintage synth plugins already, but I tend to use Hive a lot these days, and it's nice having a more analog vibe to it. Whether it is right for you, well, that is for you to decide, but it is a fairly affordable way to freshen up an already fresh synth. At its current price of $29.99, I'd say it's a tad high. $19.99 seems more appropriate to me, but I still consider it a good value and recommend it. You can get Analog Anthem at plugmon.jp. If this video was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. I have other synth-related videos, included those that are Hive-related.